This is our experiment with technology, with doing online programming. So we just welcome all of you, and we hope you will bear with us as we learn each step of the way. We are all newbies at this. Our techie staff, or the techie people on our team, are Einar Thorson and Angelina Perez. So if you have any complaints, go to them. All right. Yeah. Other people on our team are Barbara and Jerry. So that's our team. There's 5 of us, and I'm just so grateful for each of these people. We are having a really fun time planning programs for you and hanging out together now and then. So we will continue to offer these monthly programs the first Sunday of the month. Next month in September, we have Bill Winkler, and Bill is listening. He's not visible. We won't get to see his lovely face until next month. But Bill's going to be talking to us about all things strange and wonderful. So reincarnation and extra dimensionals and so forth. And Bill is not only a lecturer, he's a poet, and he loves to be on stage. So hang on to your hats. He's threatening to bring some really fun things to our program in September. In October, we are full on planning our online workshop, October 3rd and 4th, 3 hours each day. We don't want to overtax any of our people. So we're going to just do 3 hours each day. And the theme is being present with dying. And the work will be focused mostly on death doula work, how to be with those you love, how to sit with them, how to ask questions, and how to deal with your own stuff that comes up when we're dealing with death and dying. And now that we have the COVID adventure going on as well, how do you be a death doula or a companion to someone who's dying when perhaps you can't be with them? This is a real heartbreaking experience for a lot of people now. So it's going to be a wonderful program. I hope all of you are on the bigger mailing list, the conference mailing list, and you'll be getting that newsletter shortly. So I think that's all for the announcements. But yeah, so today we are blessed to have Tianna Galgano as our speaker. And I just want to say how beautiful it is that we have these amazing people who just volunteer their time. They have to spend oftentimes quite a bit of time in preparation for their talks for you, but they're offering it free of charge. It comes from their lifetime of experience, from their own healing process. And now they're at a point where that has become wisdom and they want to share it with you. So we are so honored for all of these people that come forward, and Tianna is certainly one of those people. We're so blessed to have her. So we had her down in August. Hi, Sonia. Had her down in August to talk about Sedona, which is one of the places on the planet that just so serves her and inspires her and so forth. But it deserved in person, big screen, the whole thing, because Sedona is so beautiful. So instead of that, Tianna, being the very flexible woman that she is, said, well, what do you want me to talk about? So today we have her coming forward to talk with us about the immune system and the deep ways in which we can support ourselves through times of stress and perhaps health compromise. Tianna can tell you a little bit more about herself, but she certainly has been a teacher in this community for decades. mostly working with metaphysical things, working with shamanic approaches to healing, and so forth. So without further ado, I think we're ready for you, Tianna.
Okay. All right. Well, hi, everybody. It's good to see you. Good to see some old friends. This is my very first time attempting to do a presentation on digital. For those of you who know me, you know that I like to get up in front of an audience and walk around and interact with people and look you in the eye. And so this is a new experience for me. So if I seem a little stunted or stilted at times, it's because I'm just not used to this particular format, but we will flow with it the best way that we can. Welcome all of you. I'm so glad that you're here. Really want to thank Marcia and the Conscious Community Group for sponsoring me for this and giving me this opportunity to speak. So thank you, Marcia. I really appreciate that.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, as she said, I've been teaching for decades, especially in Pueblo. Been a public speaker since 1986. I started my spiritual path in 1983 with dream work, and then shortly after that got into the NLP, or neuro-linguistic programming training, which I did for years. And then in the mid-90s, I got the opportunity to go to Hawaii and study with a Hawaiian shaman named Serge Kahili King, which was an amazing experience. And what I learned from him, I was able to combine shamanic practices with the NLP work that I do. And for those of you that have sat in my living room twice a month on Wednesday nights, you know what that's all about, combining the shamanic work with healing work. So we're going to do a little bit of that today, a little bit later. When I go to Sedona, I will take a crystal. I will take several crystals with me. I can haul 20 pounds of crystals on my back up a mountain and then lay out an altar. And every day it's different ones. And then I'll sit there and I'll meditate with one or another crystal for 4, sometimes 5 hours straight. I have my notebook, I make notes. Next thing I know, the sun's starting to go down and I'm like, oh man. So that's what Sedona does for me. It helps me. I get into the power spots and I actually get connected with spirit in such a wonderful way, and I download such wonderful meditations. So a couple of those you're going to take advantage of today. So I want to talk a little bit. I'm an author. I've written a couple books. I'm working on another book about how to help others in your dream world and in your meditations. That's going to be called How to Heal Yourself, Help Others, and Aid the Planet While You're Sleeping. Cool, huh? Okay. Or in meditations. I also have this book, which is How to Meet Your Spirit Guides, Angels, and Power Animals, which is available on Amazon. And my first book, Decipher Your Dreams, Decipher Your Life, which is all about using dreams and how to interpret them intuitively. So those are my books and what's coming up. So today we're going to talk about, first of all, slide number 1, Einar, please. I want to tell you that I created sacred space for you, and Einar is going to put up some slides as I go through my presentation that he already has loaded into his computer. And slide number 1, which you'll see right there. This is sitting on my living room floor in about 6 feet of space. For those of you that have sat in my living room from time to time for shamanic journey work, understand what I do. The top one at the very top is an amethyst tree, and there are Sedona rocks around the base. That represents Earth. The one right next to that, if you can kind of see the seashells in there, and then a line of crystals in kind of an S shape, that symbolizes water. The one below that with the gold filigree and then the darker stuff in the center, there's some lava rocks in there from Hawaii, and there's some other things that symbolize fire. And then the one below that symbolizes wind or air. So we're going to be working with the elements today. And I have set up this sacred space in my living room, and I want to show you these pictures so that you can know you're now in sacred space. So don't be one with it. If you have a crystal with you that you want to use for the meditations we're going to do, that'd be great. If you want to go get one real quick, that would be fine. So you can take that slide down now, Einar. Thank you. So I want to talk today about the immune system, your immune system. What can weaken it? How do we strengthen it? So what can weaken it? Well, emotions, right? Emotions can weaken your immune system. Right now, we are being bombarded with negative energy. There's so much going on the planet. There's so much going on with the political scene. There's with the virus, with the rules. There are people that are very, very angry. There are people that are very, very worried. There are people that are afraid. This is like we're in a whole new paradigm right now. And it can be confusing and it can be scary. And what is so wonderful for me is that in April, I got to spend 3 weeks in Sedona. I got to go there. There was nobody there. It was closed down, which was fine. I got to sit in power spots every day, and I meditated on this very thing. It's like, how can I, because everything that I knew, my whole world was taken away overnight. My shamanic journey meetings had to stop mid-March. All of you know, or most of you know, that I love to dance, and I'm in the nightclub on Friday nights, kicking up my heels. I've been doing that my whole life. Can no longer go to a dance club. My craft show endeavors all shut down. I had to stop doing clients personally for a while. I'm now doing them on Skype. So everything that I knew was taken away overnight. I'm like, okay, now what? So what I learned in Sedona, how I was able to keep myself in a state of calm, peacefulness, and happiness and patience, I want to share with you today. So, what I want you to understand is that if you're empathic, and if you want to raise your hand and tell me how many of you have an empathic nature, yeah, if you're empathic, you're going to be bombarded by these emotions that are out there, and they can go inside your body. They can get in there. And perhaps maybe 2/3 of the emotions you're feeling are not even yours, okay? So that's what empathy is. To be an empath means that you can open up your soul, your aura, your body, your heart, because you care, you care. So because you care, and if you're an empath, then you could very well be taking on the emotions of other people, taking on their anxiety, taking on their fears, taking on their worries, taking on their anger. I found some of that in myself when I was doing the meditations. I was like, what is this anger all about? Well, it wasn't even mine, okay? So we're going to work with that today. We're going to work with the elements. I would encourage you to take what I'm going to teach you. The meditation is going to be short and sweet. It may take only 10 minutes, but it will help you to release the empathically held emotions. I call them empathically absorbed emotions. So Einar, if you would put up slide number 2, please. Slide number 2 comes out of the work of David Hawkins, who is the author of Power versus Force. Okay, slide number 2. These are the spirals of emotions in a nutshell. Okay, the spirals of emotions. In the middle, he's got boredom, but on his other chart, it's neutrality. So when you, no, not, okay. So the upper emotions, or the higher vibration emotions, as you can see, go up, and love and joy and freedom and empowerment are right there at the top. That's high vibrational energy. How do you get there? How do you hold that? Well, we're going to do some of that in my second meditation today. So if you look at the midline and then you look what's below that, well, there's frustration and irritation. And as the emotions get more intense, the downward spiral gets bigger and lower vibrational, okay? Impatience, worry, doubt, anger, rage, jealousy, hatred. Look where hatred is, okay? If you hate what's going on, not good, okay? Not good to hate what's going on. Powerlessness, down there at the bottom, okay? So this is something that if you would like this chart, you can send me an email and I'd be happy to send it to you in an email. We do have another chart that your lovely hostess, Marcia, was able to put online. This one came up later for me, so I didn't get to send it to her, but I'd be happy to send it to you. Okay, so we're gonna, okay, can take that down. Thank you, Einar. All right. So you can be sensitive to emotional energy if you're an empath. But what if you're not an empath? What if you're not? How do you know if you are? You know, how do you know if you are? I discovered I was empathic in a very strange way. And this goes back to 1983, when I was first starting spiritual enlightenment, starting to study it, starting to research it. I was such a newbie. Believe me, I was 42, 43 years old. I'm a late bloomer. Before that, a single mom raising 2 kids, not really, you know, I raised Catholic, let that go. Tired of being afraid, okay, let that go. Looking for something, searching for something. Was led to dream work in some very interesting ways. And I had a partner at the time, a life partner, and he was sickly. He was not a well person. And interestingly enough, because he was my twin soul and my soulmate, and I was the healthy one, he was vulnerable and weak. One day, I went skiing with my son, had a great time. I was high on life. My son and I had such a wonderful day. I came home, here's my partner in bed, right? Not happy with me because I had gone out and had such a good time. So he wasn't very happy with me. And he's like, oh, you know, babe, I'm so sick. Well, he had, at that time, an ileocecal valve stuck open. And if you don't know what that is, it's like right there between your stomach and your gut. Right here. And when that's stuck open, fecal matter can come up into your stomach. It's nauseating. It's very sick. So he was not well. He was throwing up. I wanted to help him, but I was wide open. Remember, I'd had a joyful day. I was in this state of wide openness, and I wanted to help him. So I'm doing reflexology on his feet, and I'm wanting to help him. Well, all of a sudden, I sucked his illness into my body, and he was fine, and he got up out of bed, and he was fine, and I ended up in bed. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? Remember, I'm new to all this. What happened? So I got my medicine cards out, and I picked a card, and I got the armadillo upside down. For those of you that are familiar with the medicine cards, armadillo is protection. Armadillo upside down is you've got your stomach wide open, and you're taking stuff on. And the card said, do you take on other people's emotions? Are you feeling other people's emotions in the room? Or you know, you're an empath. And I'm like, oh, well, then I had to learn about it. And I researched it and I studied it. But that's how I found out I was an empath. How do you know that you're an empath? You all figured it out in some way. But I will tell you, if you're feeling a lot of anxiety and a lot of anger and different emotions, and you're feeling kind of out of it, you may be empathically absorbing other people's emotions. There's a lot going on right now out there. So in any case, doesn't matter. Are they your own emotions? Are they the emotions of other people? It doesn't matter. There's a lot of tension and fear out there. The exercise or the meditation that I'm going to take you through will help you to release that. Okay, so there's hope for you. And I want you to do this every day. Every day before you go to bed at night would be perfect time to do an empathic release. Use one or more of the elements like I'm going to show you how to do, okay? So, your own emotions. Have you been hard hit by the virus financially? A lot of people have. Have you been hard hit by it emotionally? Are you afraid? Are you going out there with a mask, in my opinion, is a good idea. There's research about that. The stores are requiring it now. We're not going to get into a debate about masks, but you can't be afraid. You can't be afraid, because what does that do? You know, worry and fear are a prayer for something you don't want. Think about that. Worry and fear are a prayer for something you don't want. And what's that mean? Well, it's the law of attraction. The vibration that you're in is what you're going to attract if you're not, you know, protected enough. So we're going to do a protective thing later. So, okay. So what's going on out there? We all know that a lot of stuff is going on out there. Any of these things can weaken your immune system. There's been a mention of technology. We're having to use more and more technology now because of the shutdown, and we can't meet in person. So here we are, all welcoming in technology. Some of it, we know if you get bombarded with it, and if you're sensitive, then it may affect you. So what can we do about that? If we can build an empowerment boundary space, and I've read some research on this, if you can make a strong enough boundary space, you can get that stuff to bounce off. So think about that. And then we need to think about beliefs. You know, what you believe is true for you. So be careful about what you want to believe. If you believe that technology is harmful and it's going to disrupt your body, maybe you can make a bridge belief. Well, maybe I can protect myself from that. And then maybe you can start to believe that I can protect myself from that. I can build some boundary spaces and have it bounce off of me. So think about the bridge beliefs. What you believe may not be useful. What you can bridge belief to what you think would be a more useful belief, and then a new belief. So you can kind of build that for yourself. We don't have a whole lot of time today to talk about beliefs, but hopefully I can get you to understand about vibration. So slide number 3, please, comes from the book Power versus Force by David Hawkins. Okay, slide number 3 is the chart that Marcia put up for you. And so let's concentrate first on the above ones. You see the line in the middle? The line in the middle here? This is the line of upper vibration and lower vibration, okay? If you can at least hold a vibration of 200, which shouldn't be difficult, it's the courage to face life with a positive attitude. And Einar, can you slide that down a little bit so we can see the top row, more. There, okay, right there, stop. Okay, up at the top is how this works, how this chart works. Over in the middle is the level and the log. So this is the emotion itself. The level is the emotion. The log is the vibrational energy of that emotion. So courage, you can see, vibrates at 200, okay? Which is good. This is good. The emotion is affirmation. I can affirm that life is good. The process of that is empowerment. You empower yourself. If you can hold a vibration of 200, you can empower yourself for the higher vibration. The life view of this, the life view of that level of courage, life is feasible. I can make it work. This can work. And if you believe in God or a higher power, the God view of that vibration of courage, God is permitting. God is not vengeful. He's not hurtful. He's not looking at you and striking you down. He's permitting. He's allowing. He's allowing you to be you. Okay? All right. So then we go up to neutrality, 250. The emotion of that is trust. The process is being able to release. We're going to work at that level today, is releasing. The life view is life is satisfactory. It's okay. No matter what's going on, I'm okay. If you believe in the God view, God enables you. He's helping you. He's on your side. Okay. I am working on the level of acceptance. 350, 350. Do you know how hard that is? That's difficult. Why? Because in the level of acceptance, you have to accept everyone and everything without judgment. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Think about that. Are you able to do that? I'm not always able to do that, but I'm working on that. I love that level. So the emotion is I can forgive myself, I can forgive other people. I'm in the process of transcendence. Life is harmonious, God's merciful, and so on. So striving for love, 500. We're going to do a meditation today where we connect with that. The level of 500. The love is the emotion of reverence, the process of revelation. Life is benign and God is loving. So very cool. All right. Joy, look where joy is. If you can be in a state of joy at any point in time with anything, looking at your garden, smelling your flowers, holding a puppy or a kitten, whatever can bring you joy. If you can touch that, what a wonderful place to be. Perfect peace, 600. A little bit more difficult. The above that, David Hawkins said that there were only probably 12 people on the planet that could reach 700 or higher, which would be Mother Teresa, Gandhi, Christ, and so on. So that's striving for high. If you can keep yourself here, cool for that. Okay. So if you want to go down a little bit now, Einar, look at the vibrational levels of anger is 150. The emotion is hate. The process, aggression. People that are hateful are aggressive. Don't we see that on those videos right now? Life is antagonistic. And then get down here into fear. Fear is worse than anger. Fear is only 100. State of anxiety, process of withdrawal. Life is frightening. The worst, believe me, the worst, this is weird, guilt and shame. If you're in a state of shame, you're vibrating at the level of 20. Your emotion is humiliation. Your process is elimination. There's suicide, folks. Okay. Life is miserable. Where do you want to live? I give this chart to every client. I hand it out at all my meetings, as you know. Why? Where do you want to live? What vibration do you want to vibrate at? Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? If you recognize that you're hanging out here, you can, your conscious mind can say, no, this isn't good. What does this get me? Like attracts like. This is the law of attraction. I'm going to attract more of this. Where do I want to live? Okay, you can take that down, Einar. So that's powerful stuff. That's powerful stuff. That is in the middle of this book. That chart's in the middle of this book, Power versus Force by David Hawkins. He has since passed from the planet. He lived in Sedona. I didn't get to meet him, but I did get to meet friends of his. And they said that this man vibrated at around 500 all the time. He was in that state of loving self. And it's an amazing work, okay? So what we want to do, we want to talk a little bit about what happens when you're in those lower vibrational states. What does Deepak Chopra say about that? He says it's jittery cells. Your cells are jittery. And you can feel that, okay? You can feel that. You know, where do you want to live? Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to set you up for the meditation about how to strengthen your immune system, okay? One other thing I want to mention, which I found out the hard way, is another thing that can lower your vibration and is very bad for your body, is bad nutrition. Most of you know this. I found out a lot about high fructose corn syrup when I got sick last year. It's poison for your liver. Read labels, okay? That's another thing that can weaken you, rob your energy. I'm not going to go into that a lot. I just wanted to mention it, okay? I found that out, that you've got to be careful about nutrition and make sure that you're doing as much organic as possible. Cooking for yourself. I learned to cook for myself, believe it or not. Or my son can cook for me, and I love that. And I've learned to read labels, which has been very enlightening to me. Okay, so what can strengthen your immune system? Those emotions of calmness, peace, love, to the point of I accept myself. I can accept what's out there without judgment. Okay, if nothing else, to get to the point of courage, which is 200. There was an interesting study that I think he talks about in this book, that the planet as a whole, the world as a whole, vibrated at around 200 before the harmonic convergence, which, what was that, the mid-1980s? He says, David Hawkins says, that right after the harmonic convergence, the consciousness of the whole planet raised up to 210 and stayed there. So I encourage you to join these worldwide meditations for peace and love, because they help. And he also says that if you can hold a higher vibration of 210 or 250 or above, you can help raise the vibration of 90,000 other people who are vibrating below 200. So for those of you that want to help and don't know how, you can't get out there in March, or you can't, be an advocate or whatever, if you can hold a higher vibration as much as possible, you help counterbalance 90,000 people. In our meditations today as a group, we are going to counterbalance the emotions, the lower emotions of hundreds of thousands of people. So keep that in mind, that you are helping to counterbalance the emotions of hundreds of thousands of people. So how can you help? Join in peaceful meditations, join in to the groups that are going on worldwide. Join it. That helps. Okay. Right. All right. So I'm going to help you safely release emotions. Safely release them. Not just put them out into the air in your house, but how to safely release them. And we're going to use the elements. So Einar is going to show you a bunch of slides that we're going to use for this. All right, so slide number 4. This is Earth. Slide number 4 is Earth. This is my tree. It's a kind of a top view, but it is a tree. It's made of amethyst. All the rocks around the bottom are from Sedona. Oh, I see one that's shaped like a heart. How cool. So this is Earth. It's sitting on a bed of amethyst. So for those of you that relate to using Earth energy as a way to help release, how do you use Earth energy? Earth energy is, we're going to show you how to breathe in a clearing color with the help of guides and power animals. There's going to be earth in front of you. So maybe you're in a forest or someplace where you can be out in nature. So nature. You're going to have yourself a hole dug. Maybe your spirit guides can help dig this hole. And when you breathe out these negative emotions, anger, fear, and all that, and as you breathe them into the earth, you have this in your head. You're saying, this is fertilizer. I'm putting shit, excuse my French, into the earth. This is fertilizer. We're putting fertilizer in there. And then your guides are going to help cover that up with fresh dirt. And your guide is going to give you a seed, and you're going to plant the seed. And so out of your fertilizer and out of your negative emotions is going to come a beautiful plant. It could be a huge tree. It could be a beautiful plant. So that's a transformational energy for your negative emotions you're going to take out of your body. Slide number 5. This is water. So you see the stream of crystals here. That's a stream of crystals signifying water. And then on the sides are my seashells. Okay, water, using water. So you don't need to use just one. You can use more than one element for this. Earth and water together. So if you want to use earth and water together, you're in a forest and maybe there's a stream, or you're next to an ocean and maybe there's a grove of palm trees right there. So earth and water together. We're using water would be releasing the emotions into the water, cleansing yourself, your aura and the inner self with water, letting the emotions carry into the water, but using that with the affirmation, this is going to be food for the fishies. This is going to be food for the little critters that live in the water. This is going to go to the sides of where the water is if it's a stream, and feed the plants. So you want to do a transformational thing. Okay, Einar, number 6. Fire. This is fire. Here's a lava rocks and red and orange rocks, and there's some citrine in here to symbolize fire, and it's all sitting on a labradorite bowl. So this is fire. So how do you use fire? Well, you can breathe in your clearing color and then breathe out and what'll come out when you breathe out, believe me, is going to be gunky colors. It'll be slimy green or gray, like gray smoke, or it'll be dark stuff, or it'll be tar. What comes out of you is not going to be pretty. You're going to see it because you're going to have your eyes closed. You send it into the fire, let it burn all up, let it go down to ash. And then with the help of the guides, if you'd like, you can spread that ash around. And it can be fertilizer and food for the new plants to come up, like lava rocks. When lava gets into the earth, it then becomes new nutrition for your new growth. So do you want to work with earth and water and fire? You can be creative with this. You can use as many of the elements as you want. I can use all 4 in a kind of a system. And that's up to your guidance for how you want to do that. Number 7, Einar, please. Wind. Wind. This is wind. Air. Using air or wind as a way to release emotions. And so what do you want to do? You want to like breathe out breathe in a clearing color, breathe out the gunk that's in there, send it into the wind, and let the wind and the air just cleanse it. And then where do you want to send it? Me, I send it out to the universe. It's like, let's just send it out as far as it can go. But you can be creative with that as well. Okay, so Einar, if you would put up number 7. Okay. Number 7 is a slide of all the elements again in a row. When he gets that up, and we will, there you go. So you see wind here in the front, fire behind it, water, earth. Okay, that's just the way I set it up. This is my living room. This is a picture of my living room. There's my Buddha there in the back. So for those of you that have been in my living room, this goes over the whole floor and stays there all the time. This lives on my floor all the time. So we're going to keep this slide up, and I am going to lead you through a meditation to help you safely release your emotions through one or more of the elements. So What do you resonate with? What feels right to you to work with? Just earth, just water, just fire, just wind, or two of those? And we can be creative with this. So these are just suggestions now. I've given you some things to think about. So now we're going to begin our meditation. And in the meditation, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. And the reason for that is to shut off the external stimuli, to put your brain and your mind into the next level of quietness, which is called alpha. When you're wide awake, when your eyes are wide open, you're in beta. When you close your eyes, you're in alpha. It's a light trance state. It enables you to be able to see visions, see imagery, if you can do that, if you're visual. If you're not visual, then allow your intuition voice to help you, to let you know what you're seeing and what you're doing. I will help direct the action. Just listen to my voice and follow along, okay? So close your eyes, take 3 deep, slow breaths. In, hold it in. Let it out slowly. Another breath in. Let it out slowly. If you want to hold on to one of your crystals while you're doing this, that's good. Quartz is always good. That's a nice clearing crystal. So, and as you're beginning to relax your mind, relax your body, I want you to imagine that you're in a safe and sacred place. You can be sitting here in this living room with this wonderful altar, or a choice that you have of your own safe and sacred place. Where would that be? Allow yourself to feel the peacefulness on your skin of this safe and peaceful place. And now invite in a guide of some kind. It can be a being, it can be a power animal, but invite in one or more guides. If you have more than one, that's okay with me. And as the guides come in to help you out, you're going to tell them your intention. I want to safely release emotions that I'm holding in my body, whether they're mine or somebody else's or both. I want you to help me safely release these emotions that are stuck in my body. You don't have to know where you hold them. It could be any place, and there could be more than one. So now I'd like you to imagine that your guide takes you to a place where you can safely release. Do you want to be in a forest? Do you want to be in a meadow? Do you want to be by a stream? Do you want to be by the ocean so we can work with the elements? Do you want to be up on a mountain? Where does your guide take you now for this releasing meditation? Now, as your guide settles you in, your guide is now going to suggest for you a clearing color. And that could just be clear, or it could be white light, or it could be gold light, but some kind of clearing color. And we're going to breathe that into our body, into all the places where we're holding emotions. So maybe your guide can go to one place and gather up one, or maybe there's a few. We tend to hold things in our back of our shoulders, in our neck, in our stomach, in our heart, in our chest. Where does your guide send that clearing color? Now, what do you want to work with? Do you want to work with air? Do you want to work with fire? Do you want to work with water? Do you want to work with earth? If you want to work with fire, then a little bonfire shows up. If you want to work with water, there's a stream or there's the ocean. If you want to work with earth, of course, there's earth in front of you. And your guides are now digging a big hole. So you're going to now breathe in a clearing color, gather up an emotion, and then send it into one or more of the elements. If you're going to send it into more, one and then the next. Send it into an element. Let the element take care of that emotion and transform it. Fire will transform it into smoke. If you're throwing it into the earth, it's transformed into fertilizer. If you're sending it into water, it's transforming into food for the little critters. If you're sending it into the air, it's going to be able to be swirled up and out and sent to higher realms to be turned into love. And then just keep doing that. Breathe in, and then gather up, and then breathe out. And if you want to use a second element for the second breath, go for it. And another breath in, send it into an emotion. Make sure that you're sending it into the empathically absorbed emotions. If you're an empath, this does not belong to you. And if you're going to send it into air, you can send it into that other person's higher self, because it belongs to them, and let their higher self take care of it. If you're sending it into fire, the smoke rises up, transformational smoke rising up into the heavens. Sending it into water, cleansing, food for the fishies and food for all the little critters. Sending it into earth, fertilizer, covering it over with fresh dirt. And a guide gives you a seed. You can plant the seed into that earth. And whoa, magically something blossoms from that seed you planted in the earth. And then have your guide send you a color, a healing color, whatever healing color it is for you. And send it into those places of your body with your breath. Maybe you see it as a mist in the air, but a healing color that can be sent into those places in your body. You've created a vacuum, and send the healing color. It has to go into your brain or your throat or your chest or your stomach or your heart or all of those. Healing color into your body. And allow that healing color to soothe the inside of you. Take a couple of deep breaths of that healing color, sending it into those places in your body where you held your stress, maybe in the back of your neck or your shoulders, the busy brain, sending that healing color soothing your brain. Now your guide's going to do another thing for you. He's going to take an energy, which could be air or wind, and he's going to swirl around into your aura space with a clearing color, a clearing energy, clearing all the emotions out of your aura that you may have absorbed that are stuck in your aura. So let's cleanse your aura out. And once again, Where do you want to send that? Send it to the other people's higher self because it's theirs, through the wind. Send it into fire, smoke. Send it into water. Cleanse your aura. If you're using water, just imagine water just cleansing around in there. Or into earth to feed the trees and the plants. Do your own thing. Remember, you can go back and do this. If you do this 5 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, just to get all of this stuff out of here, out of your body, out of your aura, out of your mind. And then the healing color, sending the healing color, swirling through your aura, swirling through, just cleansing your aura out. All right, then, now we're going to bring ourselves back into our sacred space, into your safe place. Bring yourself back into your safe place. Once again, see the safe place around you. Feel the safety and the peace on your skin. When you're ready, bring yourself back into your body. Start feeling your life force energy coming back into your body, coming back into your body. And then when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. And once again, gaze at the altar and see how the elements have assisted you with the help of these crystals. This crystal energy is very strong in my house. And I've sent it all to you. Okay, Einar, you can take down that slide now, please. So I encourage you, create your own altars. Use your own crystals. You probably do that already. Create your own altars. Use a crystal to work with. It's always useful. I have, I don't know if you can see this, but I have this clear quartz here. Clear quartz, handheld. Always beautiful, wonderful to work with. And the clear quartz, whether it's amethyst, crystal clear, I have this one here, is golden. Isn't that beautiful? This is the one I use for the heart meditation, which I'm going to do with you in a few minutes. I connect with my higher self through this crystal and then hold it when I'm doing that meditation. So it's useful to be able to hold a crystal and work with a crystal if that feels right to you, for any meditation. Okay. If you've got questions, hold your questions till the end. Hold your comments till the end, and we'll be happy to interact with you at that time. But for right now, I'm going to move on to the next part of this. And the next part of this is strengthening the immune system. So what can strengthen the immune system? Well, what do you think, huh? What do you think can strengthen the immune system? To be able to hold peaceful energy and love. Love energy is prime. It's prime. To be able to hold that love energy, to hold it in your body. I'm going to tell you, meditating with this crystal every day with love for my higher self, which is the next meditation I'm going to show you, has helped keep me in a state of calm through everything that's been going on for the last couple of months. And it's been intense. It has been intense. And I am empathic, so it's been especially intense. And I don't know about some of you, and this is a subject for a whole nother time, and I know Marcia can probably relate to this, but I have been getting past life bleed throughs like crazy. energy from that I've had to work with. It's like, whoa, and my medical intuitive in Sedona has also been talking about that, about how the veil is so thin right now. And Marcia, can you, have you been seeing much of that lately with the past life bleed-throughs being stronger? Yes? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So, and that's, like I said, a whole nother subject for another time, but for those of you that are deeply spiritual and do a lot of spiritual work, you might want to think about that as well, as something that needs to be worked with, to help have your body be in a calm and peaceful place. I recently tuned into that bleed throughs from what's going on in the earth right now, in the world right now. I got a very strong bleed through from a Native American life, which was during the time when they were being persecuted. And then a very strong bleed through where I was a slave owner on a plantation. So I had some heavy duty healing work to do with all that. There was a conflict going on there. Subject for another time. I digress, I'm sorry. What can strengthen the immune system? Love is the answer. Love is the key, okay? If you can get yourself into a state of love and hold it, even for a 5 or 10 minute meditation, and then have your crystal with you, and then, put your hands on it while you're doing that, that's useful. And the second thing that I want to do for you is help you create a firm boundary space. A boundary space. This boundary space meditation was given to me in a meditation from Higher Self. How to create a boundary space. And you could think of it as protection, but it can be so beautifully higher vibrational that other stuff just bounces off. And here we can think about the technology idea, the emotions of other people. So that's part of what we're going to do next, okay? Let me see, I got some notes here. All right. Well, we can think about that higher vibration chart again. We don't have to show it again, but we can think about that again. The higher vibrations of acceptance, which was 350, love, which was 500. All of us together today, doing this meditation today, we can be in this meditational vibration of 500 or above. We've tested this out at Fran and Bill's group with different test pendulums and stuff. When we meditate with Fran and Bill's peace group, we've tested this out. And before, what's the vibration of the room before, and what's the vibrational energy of everybody after? And we've reached that 500. So today you can do that. You can reach that 500. And we're helping hundreds of thousands of people across the planet by doing this together today. So you can join me with this. And get my next note here. All right. So we're ready for meditation number 2. Okay. Meditation number 2 is connecting with the love energy of higher spirit. And if you have a crystal, if you have something that you can hold for this, would be a bonus, okay? All right. So once again, I invite you to gently close your eyes. Once again, when you close your eyes, you're cutting off the outside world, visual input from the outside world, allowing your brain to go from beta to alpha, which is a light trance state in which you can remember everything that you see, hear, and experience, okay? This meditation was given to me in Sedona in April when I was there, and it just blew my socks off. And there was a whole bunch around it of emotions and what the realm of higher spirit, how they experience emotions through us. But this was heart energy, connecting with the love energy of higher spirit. Now, whether that's God for you, or higher power, or higher self, it does not matter to me what you call your connection to spirit. It doesn't matter to me. Use your own words, use your own term. Okay, so when I suggest we're going to go to the realm of higher spirit, it's your realm, it's your higher spirit, whatever you want to call it. I relate to my higher self in particular. So as we have our eyes closed and we're doing our deep breaths, you want to imagine that you're in a sacred place, whether that's a temple, or outdoors in nature, or even in a place in your own home, a sacred place. Imagine you're in a sacred place. Connect with that whole body, with your feelings, but you're seeing it in your mind's eye because your eyes are closed. Okay? And now I invite you to call in a power animal. A power animal that's going to take you on a journey. That could be anything. Power animals are anything that flies, swim, crawl. Anything could be a power animal. But something that's going to help take you to the realm of higher spirit. And you say to the power animal, please take me to the realm of my higher spirit self. And however that power animal, takes you there, whether you ride its back or follow it or fly with it, or I have this wonderful dancing frog that goes up a set of stairs, but whatever it is for you. However your power animal gets you to realm of higher spirit. And there you're going to meet with higher spirit, your higher self, your higher form of your own being, the higher form of your own soul. Meet with that energy. Connect with that energy. If you want to do it visually, how do you see that? Do you see that as a being? Do you see that as a crystalline form? Do you see that as a light or an energy in the air? How do you see or visualize higher spirit? And that higher spirit is showing you heart energy, love energy, in the form of one or more colors as a up and down kind of thing. A light that comes from, a light energy, color energy comes forward from higher being. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's the energy of it. Does it dance? Does it spiral? Does it swim? Does it glitter? What does it do? This is the love of your higher spirit, your higher self. Sometimes I even see the Sacred Heart of Jesus with this. This is loving energy from higher realms. It's powerful. And I want you, if you can, to step into it. Merge with it. Merge with that loving energy. Merge with that spire of color or colors. And embrace the higher spirit. Merge with it. Feel it in your body. Let it go whole body. Merge with it. And as you merge with it, it spirals and spins around into all your chakras. Your lower chakras especially are the ones that are holding those lower vibrational energies and those lower vibrational emotions. Let that spiral or spire go in there and swirl around into those chakras. Connect with the upper chakras, higher self-love, the higher self, the third eye, the throat, and the heart. Feel that within. And now let this expand into your entire body. This light, this spiral of light, this spire of light, this heart, this loving energy into your whole body. Feel it in your whole body. Let it expand out into your aura. You are this light. You are this energy. No matter what color or colors it is, you are in it. You are the center of it. And now I'd like you to imagine that you are like back down in the earth plane. You've gone to the realm of higher self. You're coming back down to the earth plane, but that connection of that light energy, those colors, is an unbroken, whatever it is, spire of light connecting you and your higher spirit self. It's a connection. It's strong. It's continually sent into you. And you can feel it whole body. Now we're going to create a boundary space with this. You're going to imagine that you can feel it in your solar plexus chakra, which is here and stomach, very strongly. Feel it there. Concentrate it there, that loving energy from your higher self. And imagine that it's like a fountain of energy coming up into your heart. And now let it flow out of your heart. It starts in the chakra of your solar plexus and flows into your heart, and then flows out of your heart and surrounds your body as a shape. As a shape. It's beginning to surround your entire body as a shape. Is it an egg shape? Is it a circle shape? Some people are in a pyramid. What is the shape of this energy as it flows out of your heart and surrounds you? What shape? And it's above your head and it's below your feet. You are totally 100% within this energy shape. This is the love of higher self. It is your highest protection. It is vibrating at 500 or more. Now this shape that is around you, you can send it out further. You can pull it in. You can send it out further. You can pull it in. In other words, the shape gets bigger, or you can pull it in and it becomes denser. You can send it out into a room. You can pull it in. You can pull it close to your body. It becomes denser. My grandson told me that he was in the audience of the Dalai Lama at his university. The Dalai Lama's energy filled the entire room. You can do that. If it's something that you want to do, you can fill a room with it. You can pull it in. So let's pull it in. Let's practice pulling it in. Your shape is now a foot from your body, and it's dense. It's strong. It's still coming out of your heart from your solar plexus. It's the love energy of your higher self. Now imagine that someone walks in the room that is difficult person. Maybe they've said something to you, or maybe they've sent you an energy that is hurtful or angry. Some particular person that you want to use with this. And with your shape pulled in, denser, and that person's, and if your eyes are closed so you can see their words or their energy coming at you and coming toward that shape, and what happens when their words or their energy hits that shape that's around you. What happens? We're going to get feedback later. But I'll tell you, what I most often hear is that it bounces off or dissolves and hits the floor or in some way dissipates. That energy boundary can be so strong that it can repel or dispel other people's energy. All right. This is your boundary space. It's yours now. You can own it. And say to yourself, this is my boundary space. I own it. I own it. I can connect with my higher self, with the heart, with the loving energy, and I can practice creating this. And if you practice creating this for, I don't know how many days in a row, it will become automatic. It'll become automatic. You can call on it. Okay. I don't like the word protection, but for want of another word, this is a higher vibrational boundary space. It is your protection. So now, can you use this with technology? Why not? Believe it. Believe it. You can create this energy boundary space when you have to go work on your computer or when you have to be in an area where there's a lot of technology going on. Make this strong. And then imagine it bouncing off. It just bounces off. It doesn't have to go inside your body and affect you in any way. All right, thank your higher self for this, or your higher spirit, for this gift of giving you this heart and loving energy. Say thank you, appreciate it. I'm so grateful. And I will go ahead and use it. I'll do this meditation every day. I'll connect with the heart and the love of higher self. This is your greatest protection, is to be in the state of loving energy. I believe anyway. So now we're coming back now from the realm of our higher spirit, and we're back in our sacred space. We're back in our safe place. Imagine that you're back in your safe place. But keep this loving energy with you. Feel that strong connection between higher spirit and you. Feel that as a strong connection. That higher self is always sending you loving energy. All you need to do is tap into it consciously. Say thank you to your power animal for helping you get there. And then imagine your life force energy coming back into your body. You just took a trip. Come back to your body. Pat your legs, pat your shoulders. Back in your body. Take a deep breath. And if you've been holding a crystal of any kind while you did this, you now know that this connection to your higher self and that loving, beautiful spiritual energy, that boundary protection is held within that. And you can hold that again tomorrow morning. Get up, 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. I do this 5 minutes every morning. Connect with higher spirit, connect with the loving energy, start my day that way. And I can be calm and at peace no matter what's going on. And believe me, my world is pretty much been at standstill for the last couple months. And my higher self keeps telling me, hey, doors are closing, better doors are opening. Doors have closed, more successful doors are coming to you. Just hold that thought. Just hold that affirmation. So patience, trust. I'm in a state of trust right now. It feels pretty good, actually. Feels pretty good. So I want to tell you, remember this. Again, worry is a prayer for something you don't want. And if worry is a prayer for something you don't want, what's fear going to do? What's fear going to do? What's anxiousness going to do? That's something about the future. You're worried about the future. Replace that. Replace it. Send it into the fire. Send it into the water. Send it, dig a hole, put it in the earth. Fertilizer. This is my shit. Cover it over, plant the seed. Have something beautiful blossom out of that. Little tiny things you can do to help yourself stay in a stable, good vibrational state, wherever that is. But remember, 200 or above. That's where you want to be. You want to be vibrating at 200 or above. Okay. So we have one more slide, number 9. Einar. He's going to put one more slide up for you. And then we're going to open it up to question and answers. If you want to do some interacting, we can do that. Okay. Here you go. How to get a hold of me. I am a shamanic practitioner. I'm an NLP practitioner. I do EFT tapping. If you'd like to do some sessions, we can either do them over Skype or over Zoom, or if you want to come to my house, we can keep a safe distance if you live in the area. There's my email address, tianna@tiannagalgano.com. My website, tiannagalgano.com. Just keep it all my name so you can remember it. Okay. Okay, Einar, you can take that one down. And once again, one of my books, Decipher Your Dreams, Decipher Your Life. If you want to work with your dreams, this is a pretty good book. I have them at my house, okay, and I can give you a discount. And if you want to know more about meditating with power guides, with power animals and guides, this book here is how to meet your spirit guides, angels, and power animals, okay? And the meditations, there's 13 meditations in there, spiritual guidance on demand in 5 to 10 minutes. Because I believe that short meditations are wonderful to do. You don't have to meditate for an hour or 20 minutes or whatever. You can do short meditations and they can be beautifully effective, okay? So at this point, that's all I have to say. So does anybody have something they want to ask or share? Einar, how do you want to do that? Are they raising their hand or what are you doing? How are you taking questions?
Yeah, I guess raise your hand or just unmute yourself and.
Oh yeah, you have to unmute yourself. Barbara, there's Barbara.
Yeah, thank you, Tianna. I just wanted to thank you. That was awesome. I feel much quieter, much more at peace. I love you. I miss you. And thank you. I just
okay. Thanks, Barb. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, Barb's a regular member of my shamanic journey group, which of course we haven't been meeting for a while. So we do this in my living room twice a month.
Hey, Tianna.
Hi, Marcia.
As I was finishing up with, mine was an egg shape. My aura was an egg shape, and in the color of the bubbles that you blow, you know, from the bubble.
Oh, nice.
That reflective. But what I really got with that was that is a really nice shield from any kind of not only energetic technology and thought forces, but that it was very good for viruses and so forth.
Very good, thank you. Okay, for you that works for the viruses.
Yes.
Okay, and you and that goes along with belief system. You know,
yes.
to have belief that viruses aren't going to get in here, and that's mine too as well. I have that same belief about my protective bubble. Okay, but thank you for sharing that. Anybody else want to share something or ask a question? Are we all good? We can't be all good.
Hey, thank you so much, Tianna.
Oh, Sonia, thank you.
For the very beautiful guided meditations and all the information, the charts. It was just a really beautiful teaching, and very grateful for the gifts that you bring and the awakenings as a shamanic practitioner. Thank you.
Oh, appreciate that, Sonia. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Tianna, in terms of your handouts, okay, so we have the one that's available.
You have the one, and I
right.
Do you want me to send them to you so you can put them on your website or something, or your?
That would be lovely.
Okay, I could do that.
But just as a reminder, for those of you who may want those, we'll make them available. I can also make mention of it in the next newsletter. And also, they can just contact you through your email
Right,
for those.
Tianna at
I
tiannagalgano.com.
think
Right.
they're really powerful. They're really important. The one with the spirals, and then the one with Dr. Hawkins' chart.
Mhm.
Those two are ones we can share with just about anyone, and it saves us tons of explanation.
It does, doesn't it?
You're all set. People get it.
Yeah.
Really get it. So I really want those to be available to everyone as a tool who wants them.
Okay.
Mhm.
Does anybody have anything to share about something that happened in meditation? There's Owner holding up her hand. I don't know who that is.
Eleanor, here I am. Well, I just want to mention that you are a gift to Pueblo
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
and the earth
Oh,
and
thank
the
you.
world. Yes, thank you.
Owner's name is
What? I'm done.
your other name is Kayla.
Yeah, well, but my computer's name is Owner. It doesn't have Kayla on it.
I think mine's name is Dreamer. Anybody else want something to have something to share?
There's a lot of thank you notes here on the notes, Tianna. Hopefully you'll be
Oh,
able
okay.
to read those. And
Oh,
so,
here's Amanda, yeah.
yeah, I saw Amanda had joined us. So let's just check and see if anyone has anything more they want to share before we close today. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, thank you. Tianna, we appreciate this. A wonderful reminder, as well as some new things that you shared today that can be great tools for us. So maybe we can see everybody's face again. I don't know how you do that, Einar. Let me see. Let's see everybody's face, and we can wave goodbye.
Gallery view. Gallery view.
Gallery view, yeah, gallery view.
There we go. Hi,
Mhm.
everybody.
Oh,
Bye.
hi, everybody.
Thank you.
Hi.
Love you, love you, love you, love you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Tianna. We will see
Thank
you
you.
next time.
Namaste, everybody.
Namaste.
Namaste.